Hey, you guys, welcome to the Ultra Life podcast. I'm your host, Samantha Nivens, and I am super excited to be with you guys today because it has been a minute. I have had my own personal life things going on this last month or so that I haven't been as present with the podcast. So thank you guys for pausing with me and for still being here or for coming back when you see this pop up. And that is where I want to start this next chapter, this next season, this episode is really shedding some light into what that's looked like for me so that you guys can also see and have permission for yourself to know like life happens. It happens over here. It happens to you. It happens to all of us, all the people that you look up to, you aspire to. Okay. And I really want to shed some light and show you like the real side of things to be like, and it's okay. That nothing is going on perfectly by plan for my goals, for my vision over here, that life happens. And so you can have this beautiful, so let's just dive in. So I'm going to share a little bit of insights. And then I really, though, with whatever is going on for you in your life, if you are in one of those seasons where like you just fucking got cut off at the knees and you just fell straight to them and then somebody pushed your face in the mud and you're like, God damn, like it's okay for you to take the time and space to literally get back up, to wipe yourself off, to maybe walk slowly home, to cry, to feel the feelings and emotions. If there's shame, if there's guilt, if there's sadness, if there's anger, a lot of these negative emotions that come up in a season like this. And even if it's like a really good season, I want to say this too, like if maybe it's like actually a really great season for you and things are going really well overall, but you're still getting mini cuts at the knees, or it's still, you're feeling maybe you're feeling more of the overwhelm, or, you're just like feeling like, like lack of energy, some overwhelm. Whatever way that looks like for you, I just really want to offer you today to take a breath, to hold some space, for you to take care of yourself so you're not just crawling on the ground in the mud, still looking at it, just trying to survive and get through and make it across the street and maybe make it home and then maybe clean up. But to literally get up, stand up. You can walk home, you can feel all the feelings, you can cry, you can call a friend on the way home to talk through it, talk with your therapist, your coach. Get home. And then you know what? Quote, take a shower, get cleaned up, put on some fresh clothes, go to sleep, start the new day, the new week, the new month, whatever it is, fresh. And that you don't have to, that there is a way out when you have had that time and space to process. So one, whatever, if you're in a season or you have this coming up or when that season happens to you, and it doesn't have to look terrible, you guys, this, whatever that is for you, we are all on our own scale of like, oh God, that is like, I can't even handle it, to like somebody else's that would be like, oh, I got this. This is like a day for me, or this is like a week for me. Right. So wherever that is on the scale, we're not judging, anybody's better than somebody else on the scale of what that looks like, where they, they need to take this pause in space, but just allow yourself to take the time and space, and you get to determine what that is to process. So if that's a day, right, where you like check out from the family, check out from the partners, check out from work, whatever it is, if you just need a day to do you, to resettle, do you need a week? Do you need a couple weeks? Because you can't just say goodbye to your kids and your family and your work, but you still need some time. So that's only like an hour or two at the end of the day. So you need a couple weeks or a few weeks to really kind of process and journal and listen to yourself of where you're at and what you want to do to move forward. Even if that's a month or two, honestly, I have had seasons in my life personally and in business, even in my training and as an athlete, I have had seasons where I've needed to take more than a day or a week to internally work on the things that need to be worked on and to take the time and space to even see what I want to do at the end of it. Instead of just, no, everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's going to be okay. Just we're floating above the water, but like there's like sharks around us, right? So instead, I want to offer it's okay to take whatever time and space that you need. Now, the one little caveat I just want to say here is like, do not get stuck in giving yourself all the time and space to where it's like 3 months or 6 months later or a year later. And you're like, oh yeah. No, I want to get working on that goal again. Okay. That is probably a little too much. We all get to decide, but check in. There's going to be a point where you're like, okay, you're doing the work to process what you need to process to come out the other side, right? For whatever the goal is on the other side. But we're not just like sitting on the couch eating Doritos to process this and not actually doing the work. And then it's like 3 months later and you're like, oh yeah, I still kind of feel like shit and I still don't know what to do. Yeah, let me just think about it a little bit more. That's not what we're talking about here. Okay. Okay. So first step is with wherever you're at, if it's one of those seasons and however that looks for you, is go ahead and give yourself the time and space and grace to actually allow yourself to process and work through and do the work to get to the other side, to be like standing clean and strong, your next level, walking out the door, right? Yeah, and I think actually just really like insights wise is just like when I look back on this last month, it was, you guys didn't see me publish a podcast, right? I was doing whatever I needed to do to be able to get through that month in a more thriving manner instead of like overwhelming myself, pressuring myself, just doing sloppy whatever work. And so I was okay with that, right? In all the different ways that it looked, not just in a podcast, producing a podcast and getting this out, but in a lot of different ways. A lot of things had to take a back seat. Even my 7 pounds in 7 weeks challenge took a back seat. And that's fine too. I want to do a separate podcast on it, but let's just talk about that here even, where it's like, that's fine. Because you know what? I had other priorities come up in life that needed my time, attention, and all the things that was not the focus. Because you know what? I can literally do that this next month. I can start right now to get to where I want to be. That is not some hard, heavy, big thing for me. So it's okay. I had a lot of grace and space to be like, you know what? This is numero uno right now. This situation going on, I need to put my time, attention, and focus here, right? Instead of, and even with my race for this fall, I got off my training for a few weeks there and I'm back on and I'm still going to do my race. And if it looks a little bit different now because I got off track for this last month, that's okay too. Okay. I'm not giving up. I'm not just going to be like, oh, I'm not going to do it. Oh man, here I go. I suck. I'm so bad. Or same with the lose 7 pound challenge. Like, oh my God, I suck. I'm so bad. I didn't hit the 7 pounds. Like, okay, like it's okay. I'm going to be like, all right, this is what took my time and attention and priorities. And I'm happy that I took the time and my attention and priorities to put it there. Because I can shift and move, right? We can shift and move these puzzle pieces. It is not a end all be all, an all or nothing situation to do these goals. So that's what I want to share with you guys too. When you're looking at your goals as we start August, as we have this last 5 months, not even 6 now, left of the year, and just in general, like, yeah, I'm recording this in August 2024, but whenever you listen to this, if you're like feeling in one of those seasons where priorities got shifted for life circumstances, right? Whatever that is for you guys, how can you give yourself the space, the grace, and the permission to see, well, how could I change this goal? How could, now that this happened, this is now, I'm going to shift these goals, right? And maybe some you don't shift, like I'm not quitting the race. I'm still going to do my race this fall. I just might shift what my goal is for that to look like. Maybe it's to do 34 miles or whatever it is, the loop, versus 36. That's okay. Maybe I still shoot for 36. And if I fail, that's okay too, right? But just knowing that you have the power of choice to keep going, even when life happens, it's okay to shift some goals and decide what is the priority now and how can these other priorities and goals shift and change, right? I even think about, I just want to share this too, where like in the economy and business today, I have seen so many other coaches, businesses, people shift and pivoting. They are pivoting their businesses. Maybe they've done the same thing or had the same offer for years. Maybe it was like their foundational offer. And then they literally, one of my coaches literally said, nope, we're not doing this anymore. This is no longer going to be an offer. Done. Right? And this happens in business all the time. You may or may not notice, but there's constantly pivots in business depending on what's going on in the marketplace, right? Blockbuster is no longer around because they didn't pivot, right? Netflix has always pivoted to be like, oh, this is what the marketplace is telling us. This is 2020. This is 2024. This is right. And so you get to do that with your own life. You get to decide powerfully, not from a place of, oh, I have to do this, or I should do this, or this is my only option. I can't do this. No. You get to powerfully decide, this is what I'm doing. This is now what I'm doing here. And this is what I will do here. Boom, moving forward. Powerfully from a place of choice that still serves you and still reaches your end goals. Or maybe that goal isn't even a goal anymore, right? Some people just close total offers or parts of their business and say, nope, not anymore. You can do that too for your life. So I just want to share, and hopefully with some of you guys, when you're in this season or you've been in this season or it comes up, because it will, because this is real life, where do you need to give yourself that space and grace to actually process and see what you want to learn from it and how you want to come out the other side? And then where do you want to make some powerful pivots and recognizing just in general that you have the power for your life to decide what you want to do with it. We are not just leaves in the wind floating to be like, well, I hope one day and well, maybe this will, okay, I'll wait and I'll do. No. You can powerfully decide and you can pivot when something happens to be like, okay, now this happens, so now I want to do this, right? All right. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I'm excited to come back to get some more podcasts up for you guys in my own pivot in life. And there are going to be some pivots too, where I'm really excited for what's to come for the Ultra Life. A lot more podcasts, a lot more fun, and just really this beautiful space moving forward. So I am super excited, you guys, and I hope you find that space and place for you too. Okay, we will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.